Day 23. Exodus chapter 24 to 27. Exodus chapter 24. Then he said to Moses, "Come up to the Lord, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship from afar. Moses alone shall come near to the Lord, but the others shall not come near, and the people shall not come up with him." Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord and all the rules. And all the people answered with one voice and said, "All the words that the Lord has spoken we will do." And Moses wrote down all the words of the Lord. He rose early in the morning and built an altar at the foot of the mountain, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the people of Israel, who offered offerings and sacrificed peace offering of oven to the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he threw against the altar. Then he took the book of the covenant and read it in the hearing of the people. And they said, "All that the Lord has spoken we will do, and we will be obedient." And Moses took the blood and threw it on the people and said, "Behold, the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with all these words." Then Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel went up, and they saw the God of Israel. There was under his feet, as it were, a pavement of sapphire stone, like the very heaven for clearness. And he did not lay his hand on the chief men of the people of Israel. They beheld God and ate and drank. The Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain and wait there, that I may give you the tablet of stones with the law and the commandment which I have written for their instruction." So Moses rose with his assistant Joshua, and Moses went up into the mountain of God. And he said to the elders, "Wait here for us until we return to you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. Whoever has a dispute, let him go to them." Then Moses went up on the mountain, and the cloud covered the mountain. The glory of the Lord dwelt on Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days. And on the seventh day he called to Moses out of the midst of the cloud. Now the appearance of the glory of the Lord was like a devouring fire on the top of the mountain in the sight of the people of Israel. Moses entered the cloud and went up onto the mountain, and Moses was on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. Exodus chapter 25. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the people of Israel that they take from me a contribution. From every man whose heart moves him, you shall receive the contribution for me. And this is the contribution that you shall receive from them: gold, silver, and bronze, blue and purple and scarlet yarns, and fine twined linen, goat's hair, tanned rams' skins, goat skin, acacia wood, oil for the lamp, spices for the anointing oil, and for the fragrant incense, oxen stones, and stones for setting for the ephod, and for the breastpiece, and let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell in their midst. Exactly as I show you concerning the pattern of the tabernacle and of its furniture, so so shall make it. They shall make an ark of acacia wood. 2 cubits and a half shall be its length, a cubit and a half its breadth, and a cubit and a half its height. You shall overlay it with pure gold, inside and outside shall you overlay it, and you shall make on it a molding of gold around it. You shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them on its 4 feet, 2 rings on the one side of it, and 2 rings on the other side of it. You shall make poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, and you shall put the poles into the rings on the side of the ark, to carry the ark by them. The poles shall remain in the rings of the ark, they shall not be taken from it. And you shall put into the ark the testimony that I shall give you. You shall make a mercy seat of pure gold. 2 cubits and a half shall be its length, and a cubit and a half its breadth. And you shall make 2 cherubim of gold. Of hammered work shall you make them on the 2 ends of the mercy seat. Make 1 cherub on the one end, and 1 cherub on the other hand. Of one piece with the mercy seat shall you make the cherub on its 2 ends. The cherubim shall spread out their wings above, overshadowing the mercy seat with their wings. Their faces one to another towards the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubim be. And you shall put the mercy seat on the top of the ark, and in the ark you shall put the testimony that I shall give you. There I will meet with you, and from above the mercy seat, from between the 2 cherubim that are on the ark of the testimony, I will speak with you about all that I will give you in commandment for the people of Israel. You shall make a table of acacia wood. 2 cubits shall be its length, a cubit its breadth, and a cubit and a half its height. You shall overlay it with pure gold, and make a molding of gold around it. You shall make a rim around it, a handbreadth wide, and a molding of gold around the trim. And you shall make for it 4 rings of gold, and fasten the ring to the ring corners as its 4 legs. Close to the frame, the ring shall lie a old as holders for the pole to carry the table. You shall make the poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, and the table shall be carried with it. And you shall make its plates and dishes for increase incense, and its flagon and bowls with which to pour drink offering. You shall make them of pure gold. And you shall set the bread of the presence on the table before me regularly. You shall make a lampstand of pure gold. The lampstand shall be made of hammered work, its base, its stem, its cups, its calces, and its floor shall be of one piece with it. And there shall be six branches going out of its side, 3 branches of its lampstand out of one side of it, and 3 branches of the and 3 branches of the lampstand out of the other side of it. 3 cups made like almond blossom, each with calci and flower, and 1 branch, and 3 cups made like almond blossoms, each with calci and flower on the other branch. So for the 6 branches going out of the lampstand, and on the lampstand itself there shall be 4 cups made like almond blossom with their calces and flowers, and a calce, of one piece with it under each pair of the 6 branches going out from the lampstand. Their calces and their branches shall be of one piece with it, the whole of its single piece of hammered work of pure gold. You shall make 7 lamps for it, and the lamps shall be set up so as to give light on the space in front of it. Its tongues and their trays shall be of pure gold. It shall be made with all these utensils out of a talent of pure gold, and see that you make them after the pattern for them, which is being shown you on the mountain. Exodus chapter 26. Moreover, you shall make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twined linen and blue and purple and scarlet yarns. You shall make them with cherubim skillfully worked into them. The length of each curtain shall be 28 cubit, and the breadth of each curtain 4 cubit. All the curtains shall be the same size. 5 curtains shall be coupled to one another, and the other 5 curtains shall be coupled to one another. And you shall make loops of blue on the edges of the outermost curtain in the first set. Likewise, you shall make loops on the edges of the outermost curtain in the second set. 50 loops you shall make on the one curtain, and 50 loops you shall make on the edge of the curtain that is in the second set. The loops shall be opposite one another. And you shall make 50 clasps You shall make 50 clasps of gold, and couple the curtains one to the other with the clasps, so that the tabernacle may be a single whole. You shall also make curtains of goat's hair for a tent over the tabernacle. 11 curtains shall you make. The length of each curtain shall be 30 cubit, and the breadth of each curtain 4 cubit. The 11 curtains shall be the same size. You shall couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and the 6 curtains you shall double over at the front of the tent. You shall make 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is uttermost in one set, and 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is uttermost in the second set. You shall make 50 clasps of bronze, and put the clasps into the loop, and couple the tent together, that it may be a single whole. And the part that remains on the curtain of the tent, the half curtain that remains, shall hang over the back of the tabernacle, and the extra that remains in the length of the curtain, the cubic on the one side and the cubic on the other side, shall hang over the side of the tabernacle on this side and that side to cover it. And you shall make for the tent a covering of tamed ram's skins, and a covering of goat skin on top. You shall make upright frames for the tabernacle of acacia wood. 10 cubit shall be the length of the frame, and a cubit and a half the breadth of each frame. There shall be 2 tenons in each frame for fitting together. So shall you do for all the frames of the tabernacle. You shall make the frames for the tabernacle, 20 frames for the south side, and 40 bases of silver you shall make under the 20 frames. Two bases under one frame for its 2 tenors, and 2 bases under the next frame for its 2 tenors. And for the second side of the tabernacle on the north side, 20 frames. And there are 40 bases of silver, 2 bases under one frame, and 2 bases under the next frame. And for the rear of the tabernacle, westward you shall make 6 frames, and you shall make 2 frames for corners of the tabernacle in the rear. They shall be separate beneath, but joined at the top, at the first ring. Thus shall it be with both of them. They shall form the 2 corners, and there shall be 8 frames with their bases of silver, 16 bases, 2 bases under one frame, and 2 bases under another frame. You shall make bars of acacia wood, 5 for the frames of the 2 sides of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the frames of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the frames of the side of the tabernacle at the rear westward. The middle bar, halfway up the frame, shall run from end to end. You shall overlay the frame with gold, and shall make their rings of gold for holders for the bar, and you shall overlay the bars with gold. Then you shall erect the tabernacle according to the plan for it that you were shown on the mountain. And you shall make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet yarns and fine twined linen. It shall be made with cherubim skillfully worked into it. And you shall hang it on 4 pillars of acacia overlaid with gold, with hooks of gold on 4 bases of the silver. And you shall hang the evil from the clasps, and bring the ark of the testimony in there within the veil. And the veil shall separate for you the holy place from the Most High. You shall put the mercy seat on the ark of the testimony in the most holy place, and you shall set the table out outside the veil, and the lampstand on the south side of the tabernacle opposite the table, and you shall put the table on the north side. You shall make a screen for the entrance of the tent, a blue and purple and scarlet yarns and fine twin lining embroidered with needlework. And you shall make for the screen 5 pillars of acacia, and overlay them with gold. Their hooks shall be gold, and you shall cast 5 bases of bronze for them. Exodus chapter 27. You shall make the altar of acacia wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad. The altar shall be square, and the height shall be 3 cubits. And you shall make horns for it on its 4 corners. Its horn shall be of one piece with it, and you shall overlay it with bronze. You shall make pots for it to receive its ashes, and shovels, and basin, and fork, and fire pans. You shall make all its utensils of bronze. You shall also make for it a grating, a network of bronze, and of its net you shall make 4 bronze rings at its 4 corners. And you shall set it under the edge of the altar, so that the net extends halfway down the altar. And you shall make poles for the altar, poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with bronze. And the poles shall be put through the ring, so that the poles are on the 2 sides of the altar when it carries. You shall make it hollow with boards, and and it has been shown you on the mountain, so that it so shall it be made. You shall make the court of the tabernacle on the south side. The court shall have hangings of fine twinning lining, 100 cubits long for one side. Its 20 pillars and their plenty bases shall be bronze, but the hooks of the pillar and their filters shall be silver. And likewise for the length on the north side, there shall be hangings 100 cubits long, its pillars 20, and their bases 20 of bronze, but the hooks of the pillar and their fillet shall be of silver. And for the breadth of the court on the west side, there shall be hanging for 50 cubit with 10 pillars and 10 bases. The breadth of the court on the front to the east shall be 50 cubit. The hangings from the one side of the gate shall be 15 cubit, with their 3 pillars and 3 bases. On the other side of the hangings shall be 15 cubit, with their 3 pillars and 3 bases. For the gate of the court there shall be a screen 20 cubit long of blue and purple and scarlet yarns and fine twin lining, embroidered with needlework. It shall have 4 pillars, and with them 4 bases. All the pillars around the court filled shall be filleted with silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their bases of bronze. The length of the court shall be 100 cubit, and breadth 50, and the height 5 cubit, with hangings of 2 means of fine twinned lining and bases of bronze. All the utensils of the tabernacle for every use, and all the pegs of the court shall be of bronze. You shall command the people of Israel that they bring to you pure beaten olive oil for the light, that a lamp may regularly be set up to burn. In the tent of meeting outside the veil that is before the testimony, Aaron and his sons shall tend it from evening to morning before the Lord, and it shall be a statute forever, to be observed throughout their generation by the people of Israel. This is the word of the Lord.